What's up, my beautiful people? This is your boy Stefan, your Afro-Grenadian ambassador. I welcome you all back to my channel. To all my subscribers, viewers, and members, I appreciate all of you. Thank you guys for the love and support. In today's video, my friends, we are taking a trip to Gambia. There we have a young, vibrant, brilliant Pan-Africanist by the name Ousman Touray. And he had a powerful message for Afro descendants in the diaspora, Caribbean, North America, South America, and African themselves, encouraging them, do not run from your country, do not run from your people, do not run to go into these foreign lands. We must stay, we must remain together, stick together to develop ourselves. Let's take a listen and we will come right back.
And that is the most unique thing that we have as Gambians. Like, we interact with one another, we live with one another. It doesn't matter how big the family is. We share everything, no matter how little it is. And people are content with that. That even if things are going hard, you can still observe smiling faces under each and every person that you meet along the street. So that is a plus for everybody in the Gambia. And that is why I'm a proud Gambian and a proud African, and I believe I can make it, and I'm going nowhere but in the Gambia. Nobody's going to do it for us.
That's right.
If we are all running away, you know, when are we gonna make it? We have to stay in Africa, develop in Africa, and then show to the world that Africa have a better image than the one they portray in the West. I think this is what we all need to do as Africans, and then we promote that as Pan-Africans and also as Gambians.
Excellent. I couldn't have said it better myself, actually. You know, I propose that you come and do some shows with me. This brother's got it going on. Yeah. But seriously, you know, I think that the misrepresentation of Africa has, wow, I mean, it permeated my brain, and I knew, because I was coming from a Pan-African background, but still, you know, the images are forced upon us. So I think you young Gambians have a responsibility to show the other side of Gambia, the Gambia that, you know, we diasporians and many people in the West don't see. They just don't see it.
Exactly. I think that is the work of the academics. That is the work that we need to do as young scholars. For far too long, people have been portraying Africa negatively to the outside world. And we know that that was done by individuals whose sole aim was to dominate Africa, to exploit Africa's resources, and then to continue to colonize us politically. Now, our role as academics, as young scholars, is how do we make sure that this picture is changed from the literature itself, going back to rewrite the books, to rewrite the history of Africa, and then to show to the world that we have a better image that the world is actually seeing as of today. And then you also come to realize that we need to invest in Africa, because foreign investment always leads to capital flies and etc. Because people who come in and invest, at the end they can take all the resources, and then you come to realize that it becomes another challenge for us. But when Africans invest, the money stays in Africa, which is a plus. It can enhance, it can help when it comes to employment, when it comes to, you know, coming up with all the facilities and then enhancing the development that we own, that we all desire as Africans and etc. I think that is what we need to do as we speak, and that is what we all Africans need to be thinking into that particular line, like trying to see how we can repent that particular picture shown by the outsiders about Africa, because they in fact, let me tell you, there was this quotation that I read. It was actually done by a British parliamentarian, Lord Macaulay, in 1835. He speaks about Africa, and then he said, in order for the West to dominate Africa, they need to overthrow our very backbone, and that is our education system. When we believe that everything that is Western is correct, then they can dominate us forever.
Exactly.
And that is 1835. They've been working on those bases. So today it is high time, because we know the realities. Let us try to rewrite the history. Let us try to work again and attract investment in Africa by Africans.
And there you have it, guys. A young, vibrant Pan-Africanist, Ousman Touray, out of Gambia. Guys, you know, Africans, youths, and in the diaspora and the continent are taking the place. They are rising up. They are running the race you know, that our ancestors and those before us have left it. And as the young man says, no one can do it for us. It is us to develop ourselves. You know, he said it all together. You know, the young man hit the nail on its head. And I think King Takunte, because this is a country where King Takunte came from, King Takunte will be proud and of this young man, you know, if he was alive today. And guys, you know, as he rightly say, why we run to these foreign lands, and when we run to these foreign lands, we're not treated in the way that we deserve to be treated. This, I have come to recognize that this whole idea of American dream, and they tell you come to all, you know, our land is of milk and honey, we are the free world, it is all fictional. People are beginning to understand that this American dream and this Europe and this UK and going to these foreign lands to seek better opportunities, yes, opportunities may come, but however, it is fictional. It is not real. Even though you have opportunities, you will not, you know, at the end of the day, you recognize that most of the things that you have were able to obtain in these foreign lands, you cannot live with them. You know, a lot of people in the diaspora right now are returning. I know some of them who are returning back home with nothing. Some of them have returning back home like a pauper with nothing, and they have realized, what is it I have been running after? What is it I have been leaving my land and going to the white man's land for? It is all fictional. It is not real, guys. And here we see Ousman Touray saying that do not run, do not leave, you know, let us stay and invest in ourselves. When we invest in ourselves and develop ourselves, we will see the benefits of these things. You know, I know personally of a friend right here in Grenada who left and went to the army. And when that friend left and went to the army, you know, that friend of mine soon realized she made a very big mistake, you know, and she, you know, recently she had to return back to Grenada, you know, and she left her you know, that individual had a good job, a good, you know, she had a good foundation here in Grenada, and she didn't, you know, there was no reason for her to leave and go seeking any opportunities in the white man's land. And now she have to leave and come right back to the thing she left and start all over again. So guys, let us invest in one another and let us join us in the fight to bring Caribbean and Africa as one. Because as I rightly say, I am proud to be an Afro descendant, and at the same time I am proud to be a Grenadian. I will not trade my little paradise for anything. You know, I will not. Yeah, I would love to see the Caribbean and Africa come together as one. You know, and I would love to visit the motherland. But at the end of the day, I will not leave this little land of mine, this paradise, because, you know, our ancestors made it into something good, and the imperial powers recognized that what they have planned for bad has turned out to be good. The Caribbean is becoming a significant, important region, you know, and they are fighting for it. You know, they want us out of the Caribbean. They want to use the Caribbean for their agenda, and that is why, you know, they are giving us a false hope. They're giving us a false hope, and they're telling us all kind of things to persuade us to leave, you know, the Caribbean. Yeah, so we have to, guys, we have to wise up. We have to, you know, this young man speak brilliantly. You know, the unique thing about us as Caribbean and Africans, we share among each other, we love each other, we look out for each other. You know, we you know, sometimes we don't have to buy anything when it comes to, you know, certain things, because, you know, you could just go into by a neighbor and the neighbor will give you assistance. You could just go you know, on the estate, on lands, you know, certain places, and pick a fruit, pick a breadfruit, pick a, you know, fig, pick this, pick that. You know, there are some things, most things we don't have to pay for here in the Caribbean. You cannot be hungry here in the Caribbean, and even in Africa, you know, you cannot be hungry and no one will not help you. And so, guys, we are a unique set of people, and we must wise up and recognize that this whole thing about migrating and going to these foreign lands is all a fairy tale. It is fictional. You know, it is a rat race. You know, a lot of people who are in foreign lands right now, black people in the diaspora who in foreign lands like right now, and they, you know, they start going down in age, and they have spent all their years over there and never came back to invest in their own people, never came back to invest in Africa, never came back to invest in the Caribbean, never come back to invest in the country. They have recognized that it was all vain, that they were running a rat race, and it is too late for them. Some of them, it's too late for them. There is nothing else they cannot do. They have wasted so much years in their life. And so, guys, you know, let us wise up. This is a time to wise up, and for us to recognize that it is our responsibility to develop ourselves. Why, you know, it is our responsibility to develop ourselves, because we have a lot of black people have been outside there in the big world developing the white man's country, and what they get in return? Nothing. What they get in return, you know, is just ungratefulness. Yeah, ungratefulness. I mean, some may be fortunate enough, yeah, but at the end of the day, it is better to invest in your own people, in your own land. You know, even if you are already in the system of the imperial powers, use that system. Take advantage of the system to develop your people, to develop your land. Yeah. So, guys, take care. God bless you. Until next time.